Hey, it's the radio on the radio, no radio. And today we're going to be starting off my three-part series in communication, which is going to entail listening, public speaking, and presenting. They're all categories that are wrapped up in communication. So first we're going to be starting off with listening. So I'm going to break down the word for you. To listen means to give one's attention to a sound, right? It's as simple as that. So here we go. I wrote down some effective listening skills, and I'm going to go in order, and then after I go through each one of them, I'm going to repeat which each skill is, and I'm going to close it out from there. So, skill one I want to say is you want to face the speaker and maintain eye contact. Now, maintaining eye contact is ideal, but some people don't feel comfortable maintaining eye contact. So I'm going to say maintain as much eye contact as you feel comfortable with. I personally like to talk to people and look at them. But when you're maintaining the eye contact, be realistic with it. Like, so don't look at them like this and just talk to them and like, that's kind of creepy and scary looking. Not to mention people might think that you're trying to fake listen. That's a different topic, but I just wanted to say that when you're talking to somebody, face the person and maintaining good eye contact, I should say good eye contact. Doesn't have to be perfect. Maintaining good eye contact is one of the things you want to do to be able to develop. Be attentive, but be relaxed. So let them know that you're paying attention to what they're saying, but don't look like you're in a rush or you're ready to go or just something. Just be relaxed with it, because when you're talking to somebody, people want to feel like they can relate to you. So if you're doing anything or fidgeting around, you're showing them that you're not relaxed and that something is bothering you or you need to be somewhere else. Step three, I would say, is keep an open mind. A lot of times people aren't good listeners because they close their mind to a possibility, and they forget the fact that every time you learn something or you hear something or you do something, it's initially new to you at the beginning. So they never take the time to think about everything they learned thus far was new to them originally at one point in time, as to which their mind had to be open for them to receive that information. So just keep an open mind. I'm not saying you have to believe everything somebody's saying, like they're saying, I could jump out the building and live at a certain amount of feet. Like, all I'm saying is that you keep an open mind when you're speaking to somebody about something, because you can't talk and listen at the same time. So your thoughts is going to override what they're saying to you. You won't be able to hear what they're saying. Step four is listen and visualize what is being said. So if I'm trying to describe a book to you, or I'm trying to describe a situation that happened, like maybe I'm telling you a story about what happened after work, just try to listen and take in all the information and visualize what I'm actually saying, instead of waiting for the person to stop talking and you say what you want to say no matter what. A lot of people, they're not effective listeners because they're so ready to say what's on their mind about the situation or circumstance that's being explained, that they can't visualize and actually listen. So they'll miss pieces of the story, and they might even say something that you just said, and you're like, you wouldn't hear anything I just said? So that's a good thing to do. Listen and visualize what is being said instead of waiting to respond to what the person is saying. 5 is don't interrupt or give unwanted solutions unnecessarily. Like, sometimes people just want to talk to you because they want to vent, or they just want to tell you how their day was. They're not really looking for a solution to the problem. They're just telling you what they're going through. So unless they actually ask for it, it's just good to just not to interrupt them. And even if you know the answer, they be like, well, I can't figure out what 2 + 2 is. You don't just be like, oh, well, that's easy, it's 4. You just let them kind of talk it out with you, and then you say, well, would you like to know the answer to that? Maybe I can help you. A lot of people, they'll shut down. When I say a lot of people, I just speak about the majority of how people usually. So I'm not speaking for all people. I'm just saying that a majority of people respond a certain way. So giving an unwanted solution can make the speaker shut down, and now they may no longer feel comfortable enough to share with you. Step 6 is wait for the speaker to pause. Now, a lot of people, they want to get what's off their mind before they forget, or they want to respond to what is being said at the moment. But if you don't take the time to wait and for the speaker to pause, you might actually ask a question or say something that isn't a part of the story yet. Like it's probably going to come later. You just haven't got there yet. But you should always wait until the speaker pauses for you to insert a question to help clarify what's going on. Which brings us to our next step 7, or I should say skill 7 would be ask questions that's relevant to the topic. So if you're talking to Johnny about he went to a trip yesterday, and on a trip he went to 3 different locations or whatever. You don't start talking about Jessica and that girl who had the fat butt yesterday, because it has nothing to do with Johnny's story. So you're gonna throw Johnny off of his story, and it's gonna just completely change the whole topic of what y'all were talking about in the first place. Now people are notorious for changing the topic. Your mind is so random. I was reading an article, I can't remember what it was called, but it was a part of my psychology class 3 years ago. And I was reading an article, and it was saying that they've done studies on people who are notorious for changing the topic. And for the most part, it's just the level of attention that they found that the people who have shorter attention spans, or people who cannot retain attention for long periods of time, they're the most likely to switch the topic. So if this is somebody that you might identify with, just take your time with the person if that's how the person is. And if you're this type of person, then you just have to slow it down and actually just try to pause and wait for the thing to go and stay on topic. Stay on topic. It's important. Here we go. Another thing is step 8 would be try and understand how the person's feeling. Now, I'm not telling you to empathize. I'm not telling you to sympathize. I'm not telling you to do anything with these things. I'm just saying try to understand how they're feeling. Try to relate to them, because we do our best when we can relate to one another. And that's how people even become friends for the most part. You just relate to the person that you hang out with, or you relate to the person that you work with, or whatever. You just try to understand how they're feeling. Tip 9 we're going to do is give regular feedback that you're listening. And for this area, I would say body language. So this obviously there's verbal cues, like if somebody's talking to you, say yeah, yes, okay, yeah. Just let them know that you're being attention. And then you see I'm saying the verbal cue as in yeah, yes, okay. But at the same time, I'm still giving a non-verbal cue as in yeah, okay. I'm nodding my head, a head nod, or this shows you're thinking. It's different non-verbal cues that I actually did a video on body language. I'll actually tag it in the video when I'm finished. And then you have my last one I'm going to say is pay attention to what's not being said. So this is where the observational pieces come in, where it's the most fun. Well, I think this part is the most fun, because so much can be told from the person through their body language of what they're not saying. So they could be like this, or they'll be saying something, and you're like, oh, you can kind of sense that they're sad, or they can be like this, and obviously that person is happy, or they're like this, and you're like, okay, this person is fake, whatever you want to say, or whatever you want to attach the body cue to. But a nonverbal cue should be paid attention to, because it also can help you clarify some misunderstandings. And at the same time, it can help you ask better questions to help you clarify some misunderstandings. Because, you shouldn't assume something just because a person is responding a certain way. Our cultures and our mannerisms are different depending on where we grew up at, where we live, what we believe. So at the end of the day, you should always still ask them, even if you feel like it, right? Because you might misinterpret somebody being angry for them being sad, and that might aggravate them more. That being said, this has been Stu Radio on the Radio, part 1 of my communication series that I'm going to be doing. Look forward to the public speaking and the presenting sometime throughout the next couple weeks. I know y'all like these type of videos, and I know y'all like my food videos and everything else, but this week is finals week. This month actually is finals month. So I'm just getting all the stuff out the way so I can focus back on giving you guys what y'all need, what y'all want to hear is what it is. So this is Stu Radio on the Radio, no radio. Thanks for tuning in. You can reach me. Please follow me on YouTube, and you can follow me on Facebook if you're not already part of my Facebook. Like, share, love, hate this video. And I'm also on Instagram, but I'm going to post everything, like I said, in the link for you guys. So have a good day. We're going to run over them again real quick. Face the speaker and maintain eye contact is ideal. Be attentive but relaxed. Keep an open mind. Listen and visualize what is being said and not just listen to respond. Don't interrupt or give unwanted solutions. See what they need first. Wait for the speaker to pause before you interject. Ask questions relevant to the topic for better understanding and clarification. Don't change the topic. Or I should say, try not to change the topic. Try to understand how a person is feeling. Empathize or sympathize. Give regular feedback of listening via verbal cues like yes, okay, cool, or body language like this, nodding. Pay attention to what's not being said. So at this point, it's saying pay attention to the the nonverbal cues. Excuse me. So that's all 10 of them for you. I hope